Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the FIRL podcast, your wormhole from TradFi to DeFi. Today, we have the founder of Cryptobilis. I love to describe it, I think, but I'll let the co-founder describe it a lot better later on. Welcome to the podcast, Arravind.
Yes, thanks guys for having me.
Yeah, is this your first podcast you're doing, crypto?
Yeah, we kind of do this stuff in our place as well.
I see.
We haven't gotten into production yet. It has all been testing. And yeah, I would say this is my first kind of official face-to-face kind of stuff.
Cool. Yeah. Very privileged, very privileged for us. Now, before this recording, right, we chat a little bit about your history on your educational history. And so, actually, I'm a fellow dropout as well.
Okay.
So, very relatable. But what's the difference between you and I is that I dropped out in the second year.
Okay.
You dropped out from engineering school. I dropped out from business admin, so it's nothing, right? Okay. But you dropped out from engineering school in your final year. This would be the fourth year, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe let's start there, right? How did that happen actually?
Yeah, okay. This was very interesting. I really loved engineering,
Yes.
mainly on the electronic side. And when I went into university, I studied Multimedia University, Melaka. And then on my second year, I came to Cyberjaya. And when I came to Cyberjaya, when I started learning, and I kind of like on hands-on projects. All right, so there were a lot of assignments given to us, and I started realizing that I was very good in it.
Yeah.
All right, so I started doing projects, and I started doing projects not only for me, but for a lot of my fellow students, my peers, and and eventually it became a company. All right, that we do projects for assignments. So yeah, so since it's already 15 years past, I think we can talk about it. And yeah, so what happened was we started getting a lot of projects coming in, and then we started doing final year projects for students, electronics based. So I had a team back then during university. So I had a team doing projects. So we used to do about 10, 15 projects on a semester basis, and we were earning very good money. And I kind of started thinking, even if I start working, it's not going to earn that much. So I went into kind of investments also back then. Basic investments. I bought 2 cars for rental because there were a lot of foreigners in my university.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I was earning about 8 to 9,000 ringgit per month back as a student.
As a student.
Yeah. So of course, completing studies was not really my priority already. This was because when you're earning that much, I started slowing down on my studies. So from 4 subjects per semester, I started taking 1 subject per semester, and I actually kept on going because of the pressure from the parents.
Yeah.
Especially Indian parents, they wanted to see you finishing. Until today, my mother is quite disappointed that I did not get my degree, especially in the final year, right? Yet.
I totally understand.
Yeah, so we started doing projects. It started growing out of my university. We started doing for Uniten. We started doing so I had a lab in my house, and we were started. Creating.
What were you
these
making
projects.
for them? I'm just curious what kind of stuff.
We had a lot final year projects, mainly robotics, some of it in sensor detection.
Okay.
We were one of the first who tried out drone technology. This was in 2004.
Whoa.
2004, 2005, yeah. So we had all these projects going on. Any general engineering, electronic engineering students' final year projects. We started receiving requests from Portsmouth, from Robert Gordon in Liverpool, and we started doing projects.
So this is actually not
while in college.
Not legal in a way.
No, it is not legal. Yeah, it is completely not legal
for art students, basically, right?
Yeah. So students are not supposed to outsource their assignments.
Yes.
It's ultimately, but we kind of guarantee the students an A. For
What a business, man.
Yeah. So it moved into 3 phases. First is the hardware. So there is a price if you just want us to do the hardware. You want us to do the hardware, including your final year report.
Wow.
So this was all fully illegal, yeah. So including your final report, this is how much we will charge. And we even went to the extent of doing your hardware, your software, and going for the presentation for you.
Wow.
So yeah.
Sorry, how does the presentation thing
wear a
work?
mask and sunglasses?
No, not really, but because sometimes the colleges are very overwhelmed with students, and the lecturers don't remember every faces.
Wow.
So yeah, we kind of take advantage of that. So I just hope none of my lecturers who remember me, yeah. And I got called up once. So one of the lecturer called me up once. It was a young lecturer, tutor actually.
Yeah.
So he called me up and then he brought me to his room and then he told me, I kind of know what you're doing. I thought I'm screwed, right? And then he told me that, okay, so I won't, I won't take action on you. I just need help on my master's project.
Wow.
So it went in that direction, yeah. So I told him that, we are kind of occupied already. We have a lot of things going on and all that. Then I said, I don't have resources to do this. Apparently, he was in charge of a lab in the university. He handed over the keys to me. Now you got all the resources. So he gave me an entire lab in the university so I was the only one who had the keys to the lab for 2 years.
Amazing.
So it was funny how the thing grew, right?
It is. And you know what? You say you quit your 4th year, right? But I think you graduated 30, 40 times by doing all the FYP for them.
Probably.
Yeah, you tell mom that,
Crazy, man. But do you remember, I'm just very curious now, do you remember the price tiers for each of the three? Like if it's just hardware, if it's just the project?
Yeah, I think for hardware-wise, it was about 700 to 700 ringgit, anywhere to 1,500 ringgit, depending on the complexities. Yeah, but what we did was also we provided a lot of value. We gave out open source circuit designs. So we had our own blog spot where, the page is all down now. We had our own blog spot where, for if you want to do a motor controller bridge, here's the diagram. You want to do a ultrasonic reader, this is the diagram. But we knew that even though with all these diagrams provided, they won't be able to do it because there's an X factor that has to go into the project. Yeah.
Skill sets.
Yeah, the skill sets and how to test and, so those kind of things. Yeah. Basically, the report was a standard 500 ringgit for us to do the entire final year report for you.
Decent for an A, I have to say.
Yeah, so kind of over time, we had a lot of templates already, so it was just copy here, paste here, copy here. We had a database already. And yeah, it was copy, paste kind of stuff.
So when did that stop, I guess, when all this stopped?
All this actually stopped in 2009. When on my final year, I've got another opportunity. This was to do network marketing. I had a network marketing opportunity that, since I'm so much in sales, I'm kind of, that was like kind of my forte because I've been selling to all the students, pitching day in, day out, and that was kind of my forte.
Salesman, natural salesman.
Yeah, I would say so, right? And what happened was, once in 2009, I got an opportunity to, money was the key
Driver.
No shame in that. It is for us.
So it was money. It was mainly money because I was only 25, 26 at that time, and you were doing much better than all your peers, and now there's an opportunity to do better.
Even more than that.
Yeah, even more better. So I got into the opportunity. I'm a risk taker, so if I feel that this thing has got this one, I will kind of put everything else behind, and it's not one leg in, it's jump, you dive all in. Yeah, so that's when I stopped in 2009. I kind of pulled out, and then my team who was initially doing, I handed over most of the projects to them, and I told them to kind of.
Do you think it's still running till today?
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
right.
I don't think so.
Well, why was network marketing risky when you make the jump?
Why was it risky? Because it's not a proven business model. 90% are doomed to fail.
Right.
Yeah, and I was. The 10% is promised to you that you can earn this, you can earn that, and you can do this. And a second key indicator was a lot of my friends were in at that point.
I see.
And we started off as a team. A lot of them dropped out along the way.
Yeah.
But we started off as a team, and yeah, so I kind of left everything behind. And
what range of products were you offering?
we were all on online education.
Oh.
So there was Kenshido, my previous company. So they were the pioneer for online education. They had an online program called Score A program. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. So that's where I started my entire journey in sales. The kind of risk I took, it was, I kind of think back, it's a bit different. I'm not sure if I'll make it again. When I got into it, I started my business here. My first year, first month or two, I was just meeting people every day, having appointments, closing sales here and there. On my second year, on my second month, I actually kind of flew to Sabah, to Kota Kinabalu. You know, they said the market there is new and everything there is new. So I left to KK in September or October 2009. I left there to KK and then started off from scratch. So, you know, you don't know anyone there. And
sure.
Indian being an alien there, right?
Man.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so when I went to Sabah, I didn't ended up in KK. I actually went to this small little town called Keningau. This is a very interior place in Sabah. So I started off my journey there. So I told my girlfriend I'll be back in 3 weeks. I came back after 10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah,
2019.
so it was a journey. Yeah, I
Okay.
started off that way, and then I completely went into meeting people every day, and
Okay.
so that's where, you know, we spoke to a lot of people. Yeah, we built our network, we built our base there. We were earning well, and we
So you're
had
part of 10%, lah. You put yourself.
yeah, we made it there. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
made it there. we
nice,
made it to
nice.
the. We
Happy
made
ending
it
to
there.
this story.
Yeah, and then saved up some money. So saved up some money, and then yeah, that's it. So I've got like several families in Sabah now. So I go there every couple of months. You know, I just kind of came back in 2018, back here, and
see,
I've been based here since then.
Okay.
Right. So, but I'm just curious, right? I know this is not too crypto related, but I know you're a builder at heart, right? You want to build businesses. What was it? How do you actually start? You know, like from scratch and, you know, build something from zero, right? You're new to the industry, and you're also in a market that's completely new.
For it, yeah. I think it's the leap of faith. I think it's the confidence. I think that is the thing that I believe I had. The moment I feel that I can do this, I will just go all in. And this is one of the things I felt strongly when I was in the business. I knew I had backup. Backup not as in cash reserves, or that's one. I had some financial backup in case things were to fail. But not so much that can last me a year or two or so on. So it's probably going to give me a 3 month runway. I think that's all I needed. You know, I need a 3 month runway, and then I build for another 3 months, and you know, you continue building that way. And the other backup I had was I had good leaders. I had my friends who were also in the industry. So we were a team, and you know, as a team, it's always, so I'm always in a team. You will never see me doing anything alone.
Nice.
I'm always in a team. Yeah.
Right. Like, it's like, why do people fall out a lot from this industry? Like, because you say you started with a bunch of friends, quite a few of them left, right?
Okay, network marketing is not for everyone. I realize sales is not for everyone. Not everyone can master the art of selling. And of course, there will be a lot of disappointments when you receive more no's than yes, right? So when you talk about selling as in a skill by itself, it is not natural, although it can be learned, but not many are willing to, you know, put in that work into learning. And that was for me, it was an advantage because I naturally can talk. So that became an advantage to me, and you know, I like to explore, I like to meet new people. So it wasn't more about getting the sales or, you know, closing the deal. It was more about, I just want to go out, I like to meet people, I like to hang out with them, just talk about them. So we, you know, even together with my network, we became more than just business partners.
Friends.
So we became friends, we became families. You get bonded with their families, and then you go out for trips together. So it became something like that. But for a lot of people who are in the industry who don't make it, I would say it's mainly based on the driving factor, the why is not strong, why you really want to do it. Sounds like I'm pitching again.
No, it's okay. It's important.
We love it.
Important stuff, man.
So so based on our trainings that we have done, and a lot of people that we have met, I think the main driver is lack of motivation.
I see.
Lack of motivation. A lot of them are quite comfortable with the status quo. They are quite comfortable with where they are. A lot of it is complacency. You're already earning this much money. You have already lived 10 years of your life earning this much. You have already planned out everything, budgeted. Anything extra would be nice, but it's not something that they made it, you know, I must make it happen. It was never like that.
There's no drive or strong push factor there.
So I know I don't spend too much time on sales, but I'm always interested in all these different things because myself, I'm also running a business, right? And I'm not naturally good at sales. I'm someone who essentially has to bang in some of the principles on sales. I watch tons and hours of
Right.
videos. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch hours of videos to get it right.
Yeah.
I need to, right, and I've not got it right, to be completely fair. But you know, apart from things like the strong why, apart from things like the motivation and things like that, right? What would you say, like, when you go meet someone, what is your approach to sales? Because I've seen many different people and they have very, very different thoughts on how they do sales. Some is aggressive, some is no, you need to make a friend. Some is, hey, you know, look, if you're spending more than an hour talking to a guy, you're not doing sales, right?
Yeah.
So many different principles. What would you say are yours?
Okay, yeah, I think all components need to be there. There has to be a sense of generally sales, even as in business as well, right? If you don't provide a solution to what they need, you're not
Yeah.
going to close that deal.
Correct.
All right. So firstly is understanding what that person need and see whatever that you have, how does it fit into their life. So is whatever that you're providing going to improve their life? And when you pitch it right to them, they understand, and then you have the sale.
Yeah.
So you need not go aggressive. You need not go on a hard selling. You know, you don't buy insurance. What happens when you die? You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to
Yeah.
go on that
Yeah.
hard selling kind of method. But you have a product, regardless whether if it's a multi-level product or whether it's a supplement,
Yep, yep.
or whether if it's a business. Like for us in Cryptobilis, we have a product, we have products. But if your products is not, you don't create the demand for the product. All right, that's when the sales comes, when you create the demand for the product. And you have to make sure the products or the services that you have solve their problem.
Yeah, problem solving.
Yeah, so problem solving. And that's where you can see in all the startups today. They find the gap and they try to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
But those are in larger scales. But on a one-to-one kind of approach, you have to first understand, listen to your...
Yep, yep.
And you know, many of times, you know, we realize that, you know, after talking, because we try to talk to them, speak to them, and you'll come to a point that, you know, he doesn't need this. All right, he's already well equipped. His children are, because we are doing our education, right? His children have already got all this structured. You put something extra onto it, it's just going to be a burden to the kid.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, he might not need it. So we end up just being friends because he won't, I'm not going to force sell him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come to that point. If you're not solving the problem, don't try selling to
I
that person.
see.
Yeah.
So I just have one last question, which is rejection. I think that's a big one, because it's not just numbers, right? It's actually emotion for you, especially if like your livelihood depends on closing the sale. How do you deal with this sort of rejection?
Okay, rejections are there. Firstly, you have to understand why these rejections come from. So either from, you know, their point of view, or why are they rejecting you? Are they rejecting you, or are they rejecting the product?
Yeah.
Most of the time, you realize they're rejecting the product, not you.
So you don't take it
Right?
as hard,
So it should not be affecting you personally, because the product is the ones rejected. They never came and told you that, no, I don't like you, you are horrible.
like how you talk.
Yeah, so they never, they kind of, most of the time, I think all the time, it's never about you. But the thing is, when rejections, when you take it
personally.
being a personal attack to you, that's where you will start feeling.
I see.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's never about you. So if it's your service, if they are rejecting your service, then you have to improve your service. But most of the time, you will able to see how well you're doing. It's by, you know, how much problems are you solving out there? Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what happened after Kenshiro, after 10 years?
Oh, after 10 years, I decided, you know, we have actually climbed up the ladder. You know, we were already where we wanted to be, and there was no further growth. I kind of wanted to travel, and we all left the company together.
I see.
Yeah, so we left the company together, and I continued staying in Sabah for another 3 years, and I wanted to start traveling. You know, saved up some money, and I wanted traveling, so I kind of traveled all over Asia. So just around Asia, I wanted to go to every countries in Asia. So yeah.
For soul searching reason, or
No, I can't move alone, right? I
Yes,
always go
yes.
with friends. Yeah, so I always travel with friends. I'm always with a team, and you'll hardly see me as a person who's always alone, kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't soul searching. I felt that, you know, 10 years I've done all this. I've never gotten a chance to experience.
reward yourself.
The thing was, when I was too engrossed in sales, there's also the good and bad. All right, when I was in Sabah for 10 years, I missed out kind of a lot of my friends' weddings. I never managed to come down. because there's always something going on the other side. So I miss funerals here, I miss weddings here. Yeah, so I kind of thought of, let's put a hold to this. There has to be balance in life.
Yeah.
It's not always money, money, and money. So wanted to have the balance, so I kind of stopped, just chillax for a couple of years, come back down here, and then, that kind of stuff.
Start anew. Would you say, was there no fear that, hey, if I go away for 6 months, I need to rebuild everything again, start from scratch?
Not really, lah, bro, because I wouldn't say there was a fear, because I always knew that there's something that I will be capable of doing. I'm always able, because
trust in yourself.
For me, I felt that, I could leave my family, I could leave everything behind, go somewhere completely foreign to me and start something and, grow it into something big. I can always do it again.
Yeah.
It's always been, that's the skill that, that I have built over time. And I feel, even my friends will, my friends in a certain circle will let us say, you can throw me anywhere and I can still grow again. It's that hardcore a bit lah.
Sales is a skill that cannot be disrupted lah.
Yeah, I think so. It's like riding a bicycle lah. You give you a bicycle after 20 years, you'll still ride it, kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's true. So, like, do you have any memorable moments when you traveled? Like, is it any memorable countries or moments or people?
Okay, you'll be surprised. I kind of like China a lot. I went to a few places there, and they promised me to see the panda bear, and we didn't see it.
Ayo.
What happened?
When the time I went, it was a long holiday. So the what do you call that? The rehabilitation center was closed, and we could not visit. But I kind of liked the place because it was completely different compared to all the other Asian countries that I've been. I've been to India, very similar to here in terms of food and all that. So there, we had the challenge of language, where we couldn't speak, and it was a little bit challenging. But I like the aggressiveness in China. I like the competitiveness they have in China. You'll see everyone rushing into the train. You'll see everyone just butting. No, it's not as bad.
Singapore's worse.
No, I beg to differ, because China is horrible. Okay, if Singapore is worse, right?
Wow.
In the airport, you will see a queue, especially when you're putting in your luggage for scanning.
Right.
You'll see all these guys from China will just come and overtake you, and they'll just butt into you. And you see, this is because I personally feel this is because they are very competitive. They are very overly populated, and there's not equal opportunity for everyone, so you have to fight for your opportunity. So you can see it in little things like rushing into the train. I want to be the first to get this, getting a ticket. You can see all these kind of things. Especially you can see from from Zhuhai to Macau when they are shuttling through.
Yes.
Yeah, during that point you can see how the traffic is and how you don't have space. You don't work your way in. You will stay on the mainland, kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
I kind of learned on their competitiveness and aggressiveness, and I kind of, one of the things that kind of really inspired me. What do you call that? I once read a book a couple of years back. It was by two Israeli guys, all right? So it's by two Israeli guys, and they started a company in the US, and they started growing very big and all. And then if you realize the Jewish have always been a forefront when it comes to business, like right, and they have this advantage. And I read this book. I'm not really sure. I will get to you the name of the book.
Sure. Put it in the description.
Yeah. So these guys were speaking about why are they like that. It's because of they live in a country which is at a constant war. All right, we don't have time like you guys to sit in the mama. Just to put it in perspective, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, we can't be. We won't be sitting in the mama. We won't be going out for movies together. We don't do that. We always have to think how we are going to move forward.
Yeah.
And that is why it has already been imprinted in them that everything that we do, it's about reaching that goal as fast as possible, reaching to what we want as fast as possible with, I'll get you guys the name of the book.
Looking forward,
right. So these are the things that are inspiring. What are causing these people to achieve their goals? Even in like what I was saying in China, in Singapore. In Singapore, it's very similar as well. It is very competitive, and you can see people, you know, because the resources in the country is really small.
Yeah.
We are kind of spoiled here in Malaysia. You know, you
That's
can
true.
talk about the government, but you know, the freedom that we have here, the luxury that we have here, you know, we still can do a lot of stuff here, and that breeds complacency. That breeds, you know,
Comforts.
comfort. Yeah. So you have that comfort. You have this complacency. You are contented with what you have. But some people are okay with it. But if you are a dream chaser, if you're, yeah, then you have to adapt the mindsets of those who are in China, those who are,
100%.
yeah, I think that's.
So speaking of moving forward, let's talk about your crypto journey.
Yeah.
When was the first time you heard of it? When you buy your first crypto? And yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had this conversation with Chun Wing once. Yeah.
Chun-Wing, okay.
So I had this conversation with him because he and Casey kind of did this interview also. And yeah, so my journey in crypto is a bit weird, all right? So it's very different from what you see from most people. I think one of the key things that happened to me, how I got into crypto was, actually it was a friend of mine, all right? This guy owes me money.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, he owes me money. It wasn't a large time. It was only about 1,000 plus or something like that. This was back in 2016, 15, 16, right? He owed me money, and then he completely went missing. He kind of ghosted me, and I couldn't reach him and all that. Fast forward a couple of months later, I met him in a shop. All right, so this happened in Sabah.
Caught him.
I caught him in the mama. And then I told him, dude, what happened? You're supposed to pay me this, and then you completely went missing and all that. He said, no, I'm financially kind of broken now and all that, and I really don't have money to pay you. But if you want, I got Bitcoins.
Hey.
All right? You know, me, I got no idea what was Bitcoin. All right? Just like everyone back in 2015, I was that average Joe who didn't know what was Bitcoin. But I had the fear that I'm not going to see him again. Just take whatever he has. So he told me this is digital money, this is going to be the future, and you know, this and that. And I told, right, okay, just send it. How do I do this? So he downloaded an app for me on my phone. It was called BitX. BitX is now known as Luno, and this was in 2015. So he downloaded BitX, and then he transferred almost 1 point something Bitcoins.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was back then. So he transferred the Bitcoin into my wallet, and then he told me, because you know you can see the balance there.
Yeah.
So he told me, okay, yeah, this is your 1,000 something, and I think you find a way how to sell it.
Yeah.
So my entire journey in crypto, a lot of people start their journey by buying Bitcoin. I started my journey trying to sell Bitcoin, right? So it was, it's a complete opposite. So I started studying on it. I started Googling what is Bitcoin and how do I get rid of this Bitcoin because I wanted to cash it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, that journey led me from one thing to another, and then the next thing I knew, I was mining Ethereum on my laptop. The next thing I know, I was trading Bitcoin on Poloniex back then. There was no Binance. So I was trading Bitcoins, and that's where I felt, you know, crypto was a very isolated journey. It's a very lonely journey, I would say. Started the journey by myself, and then people around me will never understand what I speak, and slowly, you know, you come and find the community members, you find here, and then you start attaching here and there, and then you have this small tarik session.
Plus you're in Sabah, way.
Yeah, plus I was in Sabah, I was in KK, and I managed to get in touch with a few guys, and then we started the community. We started having small gatherings. And then, that's when the entire shitcoin started coming.
Just around 2017.
2018. We witnessed the birth of Binance. That was one of the very historical moments. We witnessed the birth of Binance. And during that time, 2015, 2016, it wasn't very easy for you to on-ramp and off-ramp.
True.
It wasn't very easy to on-ramp and off-ramp. You know, there was Remitano back then. Luno was not really regulated, and then there was, there were a few exchanges
KuCoin
here and there, and local Bitcoins were the most famous ones back then. And so that's why since I started a lot on Bitcoin, I became kind of a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm only in Bitcoin, so I don't try to.
Sure.
Yeah. So during my 2015, 2016, my 2018, 2019, I always used to tell people, you know, don't reach out for any other coins, even with a 10-stick pool, right? So stay with Bitcoin.
But it's understandable because there's so many shit.
Yeah,
back in the day,
exactly.
Right?
OneCoin was very famous back then. The largest scam, OneCoin. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. Yeah, so that time was BitConnect, and then there was MidConnect, and then there was this. Scams in Malaysia. There was this BitClub.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there was this. This where everyone donated their BTCs. You know, a lot of them would be probably rich by now if they did not donate to a lot of these schemes. There was BitClub, there was BitConnect, there was this OneCoin which people were heavily invested, and there were also like there was something which was very, very I can't really recall the name. Yeah, there were a couple of these, in the market, and that's where a lot of people lost a lot of money. And for me personally, I was trading. I started off by trading. Of course, you start by speculating because the moment we went into 2017, it started going exponential already. And yeah, so that's when you made the mistake of, going short when everyone is longing, and you're longing when everyone is shorting. And the market does the complete opposite of what you intend. Yeah, so I went through that phase. Yeah, so it was like that until the peak of 2018. Until the peak of 2018, we were just completely speculating in the market, still trying to mine here and there, right?
See, right. Do you have questions?
No, just go on with this crypto journey is always interesting to me.
Okay.
So one thing interesting you told me before is that you're not really into DeFi, right? You're more into community building, actually building a business out of your crypto journey, right? So maybe start by sharing with us, like, when you first hear of DeFi, and then why are you maybe a little bit apprehensive about it?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say I'm apprehensive about it, because I think my journey took me in that path.
I see.
Right? When the 2018, when Bitcoin were at the peak, I started a company, Gen 1 Academy. That company was to educate a lot of people on cryptocurrency. So we started leading the market. I had this experience in sales previously that, we had communities and we were doing training. So I could speak as a trainer. And so we got together with my friends. We started Gen 1 Academy as a channel to educate people on cryptocurrencies. 2015,
Is it still on YouTube?
No, we were not YouTube. It was all the online sessions. So we pitch for, to come over, and then we sit down and, we do these talks. And we don't charge for all these talks. So normally what we do is we just charge ticket money to cover the event. So it's probably about 20 or 30 ringgit per person.
I see.
Just to cover the venue, to cover the space. And so it was always a non-profit. But where we kind of monetize was if someone who wants to get involved in crypto, and back then was very difficult to buy the crypto. We started trading crypto with them. That means we give you the bitcoins and then you give us cash. So we became the P2P in the early stage. And some people don't want to get involved in something that they don't understand. So they don't want to have that managing my own asset. I don't know how to keep track of this and so on and so forth. So we started building portfolios for them. So this is the standard portfolio with your main caps, which has got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and probably a little Ripple, this and that. So you can buy portfolios from us back then, before regulation. So we had like couple of portfolios as portfolio for 2,500 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit, or 10,000 ringgit, depending on your capacity. You can get involved in this. So that's how we used to set up from them. So that started Gen 1 Academy. So started evolving, and then 2018, I got together with one of my friends back from school, same uni, and we co-founded a company called Fetch. All right. So Fetch was supposed to be an exchange. All right. So it was not supposed to be an exchange where you can trade. It was an exchange for you to on-ramp and off-ramp. So it was more like a brokerage system. Okay. So as what happened was we started this company in 2018, and we went through all the paperwork and started creating that app system because Bitcoin was still difficult to buy back then.
Yes.
And then later we went on to submit our proposal to Bank Negara, and then only we realized there were 52 other companies that were operating in the space. And yeah, and among the 52 were Tokenized Exchange, were Luno, was Synergy, there was a Pink Exchange, there was another BitX Global, and we were the one that still sell it there among that 52. All right. But we could not. So what happened was in 2019. So we started the project. We kicked off the project by first thing was reporting as a was going into Bank Negara as a reporting institution. So we went in that channel, and I started raising funds. All right. And I started raising funds not through VCs I started raising funds through friends, families, and my previous networks, and then so we managed to raise a certain number of funds. And we started kickstarting the project. So we started kickstarting the project in 2019. We raised funds. We outsourced the development to a company in India to come up with the app for us, right? This was an app just to buy and sell Bitcoin, like what I mentioned. And what happened was 2019 January, SE came out with the regulation that there was a bill passed in the parliament, and SE was to take charge of cryptocurrencies, as cryptocurrencies were now identified as securities, not payments, not commodity, it's securities. So Security Commission had to intervene. All right, so that caused a little bit more complication because they put the barrier to entry really high. All right, the first barrier was you need to have a paid up capital of 5 million ringgit. I think that was way beyond what we have expected. We were excited for the point that that SE that SE kind of regulated, this industry was becoming regulated. But that barrier to entry, that when they put something which was so high, it was something that it's something that we didn't expect. All right, so kind of jam at the moment, but at that point, and then but I felt that I could raise that money.
All right? Challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted, and kind of raise that money. In 2016, so okay, we thought while raising the money, let's start, while raising the money, let's see what's happening in Singapore. Let's go to Singapore and let's see whether we can start operating in Singapore first or not.
Right. Move.
So at least, we pivot here and there, at least we have that cash flow, because I think in business, cash flow is one of the most important things. So let's try.
It's a lifeline, essentially.
Yeah, it's a lifeline because your runway only lasts this much and you only got this much roadmap.
Do you remember before you pivot to Singapore what that runway was?
Our runway was always less than a month. So we raise, we go, we raise, we go, we raise, we go. Yeah. So that was so that the entire 2018, there was no salaries. I had a team of 10 working with us with no salaries, all right?
Wow.
Yeah, kind of thankful to all those guys. So we had we had a lawyer who was with us, we had a compliance officer with us, we had someone in operations with us. Yeah, so we had this entire team. We had a system architect, we had a CTO, I had a COO, so there were a lot of things going on. So when Singapore set up base in Singapore, opened up a company there. So we had Fetch Singapore Private Limited, we had Fetch International here. So we opened up in Singapore and we got the app kind of developed and all that. And what happened was we went back to SC first. We told them that we also want to submit in for the regulation. They told me, since your app is not complete, you come back to us once it's complete. Once your system is complete, you come back to us. And we ended up going to Singapore first, and then we went to Singapore, and we applied for. And then Ngam in Singapore, after 2-3 months, they came up with a PSA license. All right. So they came up with a PSA license, but that was doable. It was 100,000 Sing dollar paid up capital. So I would say worlds apart. The difference is here is governed under security, there is under the Payment Act. All right. So the VAPTs, the virtual asset, VAPTs, payment tokens. Okay, virtual VAPT. Yeah, it stands for something like that. Yeah,
okay.
So they went under payments, and Malaysia went under security. So the barrier for entry was lower there, and we kind of set up the company there, got a director there, and we applied for the PSA license, and we got conditional approval.
Nice.
Right, so we got the conditional approval in Singapore. came back to Malaysia since our system is now complete. Now in Malaysia, we have already completed the
Repetition in
system.
Singapore some more.
Let's go back to SE. Now we got something here to sell to SE, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went back to SE and then we told them now our system is complete, and they told us that, what do you call that? We are not open for any new applications at the moment.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were still very underqualified, lah, all right? Especially for the, not only for the paid up, but for the compliance requirement that the entire system was set up, we still had lack of manpower. Yeah, so ngam during that point when we were trying to get ready, this was in 2019, when we got trying to get ready for all this, the pandemic came in, and we could not go to Singapore to complete our obligations. All right. Okay. So yeah, so it was kind of frustrating lah, because you know there were a lot of walls that we had. I think this is the journey of the entrepreneur, that you know 2 years of no salary, 2 years of no income, and you know you're just building and building and
crazy,
you know.
Man. You wonder when is it coming, right? Respect. You just
so we kind of wondered also. We met a few investors, and you know investors tried to knock sense into us, but you know we were stubborn. I'm not sure my team was stubborn, but I was, you know, right? And, you know, I already planned this, and, you know, until we really complete, because I want to see the end results, all right? When we started something and you have pictured an end result, but if you are not seeing through for you to see the end result, so I want to know what happens at the end always.
Whether it's a failure or a success, right?
Yeah, I kind of get it, that we have to, you know, somehow make it happen, but perseverance also has a limit. There's no reason, there's no point in persevering the plane to the ground, you know. You know, your plane is crashing. You know, there's no reason for you to, you know, continue persevering until you know you hit the ground.
At that moment, I assume.
It'll come to a point where you'll start knowing. It'll start knowing. You know, this thing is going to cost you too much to what do you call that? To keep this, you know, this zombie alive. It was a zombie because we had the system, and you know we could not do this, we could not do that. We had the entire system with us, so we kind of all right. We had to make the hard decision. Let's kind of close it.
Kill this.
Yeah, kill this. The beast
of yours.
But we had the payment system with us. All right. We had the payment system. Will SE be watching this? I don't know, right? Never mind.
Who knows?
Okay, so yeah, so we had the payment system. We went back to SE. We told them we have a payment system. We would like to start crypto payments here in Malaysia because this was in an unregulated space. And how do we go about it? Whether if it's under your purview. So during our engagement, SE kind of told us that, you know, we regulate the trading of assets, securities part of crypto, but in payments, it does not fall under our purview. Go to Bank Negara and check them out. Went to Bank Negara to check them out, and then, you know, we are doing these crypto payments. Can we go into your sandbox to test this, and this? Crypto doesn't fall under Bank Negara. Go back to check with SE.
Toss you everywhere, man.
Standard.
Yeah.
Ping pong, ping pong.
No, I'm not sure, but I think, you know, while it's still grey, we'll just do it. So we got the system, and that's where we started Cryptobilis. All right. So yeah.
Yes.
So Cryptobilis started as something to pilot our payment gateway. You know, you want to introduce payments to people, and what's the better way than you implementing on your own system?
Yeah.
And Cryptobilis was actually formed as it's something, we started creating it as a lifestyle store. It wasn't supposed to be something which is going to be fully monetizing or something that, you know, brings you the riches or something like that.
What do you mean by lifestyle store?
Lifestyle store. If you're a Man U fan, you have a Man U fan club.
Okay.
I
right,
see.
you have a Liverpool store, you have a Liverpool. So Cryptobilis is supposed to be the place where you come in to buy crypto swags, where you come into Bitcoin t-shirts, Ethereum and all that. And
is that why the Bilis is there? Because it's like ikan bilis, right? So
the Bilis is actually because you have a lot of whales out there. Yeah, you have a lot of whales, and most of us are Bilis.
Yes.
So that's why it's a store created for the Bilis, the fans of crypto.
Amazing.
To come in.
Yeah,
man.
I wish I knew that name. I would have taken it straight away, you know.
Yeah, we kind of trademarked the name already, lah.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
We had to.
You should, yeah.
So what happened? So that gave birth to Cryptobilis, and we wanted to create something, you know, something cool and fun. You know, I don't want to go into the direction of education anymore. That was a phase. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's completely necessary now, but not by us. We will go into the fun side of crypto, where people are continuously forgetting to have fun when they are in crypto. All right, it's always been a stressful journey. And since, as we mentioned, it has been a lonely journey, very isolated for a lot of people. You want products, you want merchandisers that actually helps you shout out that you are in the industry. And yeah, like this kind of stuff that you have, you know, you kind of raise eyebrows, you kind of get people coming and talking to you, you know, because you are in that very small niche community. I wouldn't say niche anymore, as Luno told, you know, Luno came out with a press release saying that's about 1.2 million now.
Yeah, 10%, man.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's niche. I would say it's getting to where the Indian population is in Malaysia. The size of the crypto market. Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, so that's how Cryptobilis kind of you know, formed. All right, so we had a lot of merchandisers. We had you know, we had caps, T-shirts, and wallets was something that came along the way. You know, because you know, since we had all these crypto swags, why don't you guys also get into wallets, hardware? Little did we know we would become the largest, you know, wallet reseller in Malaysia.
I would assume that's the biggest revenue generator for Cryptobilis at this point.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is, yeah. So the wallet, it is. We started off with Ledger. I still remember, because Cryptobilis was started as an experiment.
Yeah.
It wasn't started as, you know, large investment, large scale, you know, you get grant from here. I see this going on, all right? No offense to any one of them, but yeah, there was all these large grants and all these things available. And at that point, because I had all these investors, which I kind of disappointed, I would say, although the project failed, not Arravind failed, the project failed. But, nice, you know, of course, as the part from the investor's point of view, you know, most of the, from their perception, yeah, they would say that, you know, I trusted you. And
it's friends and family, right?
Yeah, these are friends and family. So although all our reports were audited, where the money was spent, how it was spent, and, you know, everything, we have all this. But, you know, there will come a sense of, they want someone to be accountable, and yeah, I had to take that accountability. And so I didn't want to go back into the direction of, you know, getting new investors on board. Let's start something. So 3 founders, each of us put in 1,000 ringgit and started Cryptobilis.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I actually really love stories like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started off with 1,000 ringgit. We kind of bought a few T-shirts, tested out printing. We found suppliers, get manufacturers there. My friend could build websites. He, you know, started becoming e-commerce. He started going into the e-commerce, started learning how to do e-commerce, went for an e-commerce course, and then tried to set up their entire web page. So even though you know, it's crypto native, but at the end of the day, we are still a Sanjay Berhad and an e-commerce store. Yeah. All right, we are still a retail store, like, you know, like Alexan out there, like, you know, or like Senheng or something like that, right? Yeah, so we started that. We started getting manufacturers, started finding suppliers to send prints to us, caps, you know,
this was during pandemic?
During pandemic.
2020?
2020.
Man.
2020, December, we started Cryptobilis.
So was it started, like, to get a name out, like, which social media platform were you guys on? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, we had a community because, you know, I started meeting all these community leaders and all these people because we wanted to introduce us to them. So I started meeting one by one, and, you know, we started.
It's your forte, man, from the sales days.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah.
I'm seeing a full circle story to your life as a university to sales to. Sorry, go on. I'm just excited to see.
Yeah. So I kind of you know, called up everyone in the industry, everyone which I felt that have been creating impact. I just told them that this is our intention. We are also here not to monetize, not only to monetize from this, but also to create an impact here. And yeah, we'll come to Pizza Day later and why the thing actually kind of took place. So when we started reaching out to all these people, we had a lot of word of mouth kind of recommendation. We had a lot of people, you know, started bringing back traffic to our site. And so we started in 2021 January officially. December 2020 was when we January 2021 was, so this was exactly 1 year ago. You know, January 2021 we started, and we became very engaged in the community. We did a lot of community sessions. We never did kind of trainings because it was not part of us, but we did a lot of free gifts. We did a lot of airdrops. We did, so from the profits, whatever that we made, and business relationship that we have caused with the manufacturers, I managed to get some sponsors here. I managed to get wallets manufacturers to come and sponsor something to the country. And yeah, we kind of gave away a lot. in that past 1 year. I think that's where we started, kind of growing. We gave away more than 300 wallets last year.
Wow.
Yeah, we kind of airdropped over a period, 300 wallets, just airdrop something. Yeah, it's free. And we did a lot of sponsorships because we wanted to, we realized how we grew, and we knew a lot of communities out there which are also trying to grow, and we want to see how we can empower one another.
1 + 1 is 3 lah, basically.
Yeah, it can go infinity also, right? So I try to just go and find all these market leaders or community builders, or you starting a project, you're working with them, go sit down, have drink, talk a bit, and then you see what we can collab. Doesn't really have to be, you meet them and then you immediately start something, but you start talking, you meet a couple of times, and then slowly it will, you can work something like that along the way. And so that's how we started in terms of Cryptobilis. 3 partners, we were grinding day in, day out. And then we started bringing in wallets. We started, by 5 wallets first. And we just started with 5 wallets, and then it grew to 10. Now we have got boxes and boxes and boxes coming in. And it started like that. And in 2000, and exactly less than a year, in 8 months, we were nominated as the top 100 e-commerces in Malaysia. Yeah, so I think it was the support by the community. I think my team did a very good job as well. And we got nominated by SIDEC, under MDEC, Malaysian Economic Digital Run. So we went for the award ceremony, totally unexpected. And so that's how we started growing. And we always wanted to do something to empower the influencers around, the communities around, for people who are struggling here. And that's where we started doing a lot of sponsorships. We did a lot of sponsorships. So if you are doing a talk, if you are doing any event or anything, let us also help you empower. Because this is what we receive from our manufacturers. So if I were to tell my manufacturers, we have got that kind of relationship, and if I were to do an event, they will all join us to make that event better. And if there's any events that's going on, be it online or offline, we are always there to support. So if you go to Cryptobilis, there's at the footer there's a sponsorship link. You just have to click there and let us know about your event and all that, and then we will have a budget for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is how we started doing to empower the crypto community here in Malaysia.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now Pizza Day, right? Okay, cool name. What is Pizza Day?
Okay.
Why is it so important for Cryptobilis and the crypto community as a whole?
Okay, Pizza Day is a celebration, right? It's a celebration it's a tradition that is very under-celebrated here in Malaysia. All right, you go back 12 years ago when the first 10,000 Bitcoins were used to purchase 2 pizzas.
Yeah.
And that basically gave birth to the price of Bitcoin, right? At 20 cents or something like that. And that tradition has not been really celebrated in this country. I think that's one of the biggest events in Bitcoin. The first tangible purchase made by Bitcoin. Yeah, the first transaction made by Bitcoin. And so that was something that was very, very under-celebrated in Malaysia. And I thought, okay, why not? There's crypto workshops going on in Malaysia. There is crypto trainings going on in Malaysia. There's no crypto party yet in Malaysia. Yeah. If you look at Bitcoin 2022 that's going on in Miami, you see the after parties. It's all in clubs, and it's fun, and people are dancing, and you get the entire crypto environment in one closed space. And we have not experienced this. I don't think any of us have in Malaysia, especially in crypto. We have not partied together in a community as big as
100%.
Yeah, 200 to 300 people. So I'm not sure how it's going to be, but I think everyone who's going to be coming, I think they will have their own contribution
We'll be there as well.
event.
Yeah. It's bring fun there, guys. Right?
Should be.
What are the flavors of the pizza? Is it gonna be pizza?
So that's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
That will be a surprise on the pizzas.
Very exciting.
Because we are working together with My Pizza Lab. So there will be customized Bitcoin pizzas for the event.
Solid. I've tried their pizzas, like 8 flavors, amazing.
Amazing. They have the amazing flavors, and we'll have those kind of pizzas. So for photos, it's going to be a very Instagrammable event kind of stuff. And we also set up Cryptobilis, the pizza day. It wasn't something we planned ourselves. We got together with our partners in tokenized community, cryptocurrency Malaysia. We sat together with them, and we thought, okay, why not we do something which is at this scale, a non-profit at this scale. So it's a non-profit event completely. The initiative is just to, you see, we expected, especially when for a person like me who expected crypto to, when we got involved in 2015, 16, expected the entire market to go parabolic.
Yeah.
Expected the adoptability to go parabolic. Expected the acceptance to go parabolic, but it didn't really happen. It actually started climbing very slowly. It's not moving. I think the fastest way to accelerate is bring everybody together, whoever is in the industry together, let them communicate, let them talk, let them build their partnership, let them collaborate, and then probably we can see a faster growth. Rather than having all the community isolated, working and struggling on their own, why don't we bring all the resources together in one place and share your resources, and then we see how the industry grows.
This is just a much larger scale of your own personal view on how you would like to build businesses, right? Because you said you're not a lone ranger.
Yeah.
Right. You want to bring everybody together. You'll never be seen alone, right?
Right.
That I always remember you for that now. And so, in a sense, what you're trying to do is to impose in a good way on the crypto community to think the same way, right? To
be Maxis.
Yeah, like there's no lone wolf, lah. Right.
Yeah, I think it's also important for all these companies. There are a lot of them who actually got grants. There are a lot of businesses who are trying to get more visibility. They want to get brand awareness, and marketing has always been the largest cost for startup, right?
That's true.
So I think for what we are also doing, I think this will be a platform where everybody gets to brand each other. We're going to kind of know what are the brands that are going to come. Today you see there's about 30 to 40 brands that are attending, brands that you and I would have never heard of, might have not crossed path with us. So this is an opportunity for them to brand themselves. And since we could have monetized from this, but we did not. We charged corporate passes at 5 tickets, and we just told them, you just come in with your team, we will help you do your branding. So you'll have your photo booth up with your logo. You will come and let everybody see your brand. And during that event, we will empower each one of them and, see how A can work with B and B can work with A, and see how their brands can, take on to become the next unicorns here in Malaysia or something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. So, we'll be there as well for Pizza Day. Is it on the 27th, right?
27th, Friday, 6 p.m.
Yeah,
until 6 a.m. the next day.
I will be a little bit late because of the event before, but I will be there for sure, definitely for the pizza. Because I think we got Ren Yi on the podcast also.
All right, awesome, yeah.
For our stock investing channel, right?
Okay.
Not the crypto one. So now this is more on the present of Cryptobilis. Now I know you're a guy that likes to move forward, right? So what is, whatever you can share, what is the next big step for Cryptobilis after Pizza Day?
Yeah, okay, after Pizza Day, like any businesses, all right, the plan is for Cryptobilis is fairly simple, all right, fortify the local market, get more awareness on the local market, start expanding regionally. We were actually supposed to be expanding to Indonesia a couple of months back. So due to the travel restrictions and, there are a lot of tasks coming on board, we decided to postpone until June. We are kind of shipping to 5 countries now.
Wow.
Tell us about it. What countries are they?
Yeah, currently it's Singapore, Brunei, Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines.
Ooh.
Yeah,
almost the whole region. Actually.
Yeah, and we got few orders from China yesterday, so I'm not sure why China is getting from us. Yeah, we have been receiving orders from China as well. So we want to start becoming localized in Southeast Asia region. And I wouldn't say it's going to be mainly for wallet. I think we are going to try to bring the same energy there. We want to be that lifestyle store. Like, you are a crypto fan, you need a fan club, and that's what we want to be. And these merchandisers that you see there, that business part of it should be like something which is secondary, and it's supposed to be a place where community gathers. So we are looking into setting up cafes, crypto cafes, where you guys can come in, pitch. Yeah, so we want to have these ideas, and we want to be like that stage where we don't monetize from this because we came from this community, we grew in this community, and we try our best not to, to charge or monetize from any of the activities that we do, unless it's a minimum to cover costs. So that's how we kind of do. Yeah.
So far running Cryptobilis, right? Is there a story or an event that happened that you didn't expect, good or bad?
There was once. This was in, if I'm not mistaken, it was in August last year. All right, August last year when Security Commission announced the Binance ban.
Yes.
All right, the Binance ban brought in a windfall effect on us. So
everyone wants to move their assets out of
yes, everyone wanted to move their assets out of Binance, and we always planned our stock ahead. We always kept our inventory in check and all that, and everyone emptied our store within 3 days.
Wow.
3 days,
Madness.
every item. We had nothing to sell. In 3 days we sold about 1,200, 1,300 wallets in 3 days. It just went completely missing, and it was running on pre-orders after that. And we were all scrambling, firefighting, and try to bring back the volume in. I hope it doesn't happen again. I think now we are working on a better supply chain so we can get it. Hopefully it doesn't happen now. By the way, it was such
it's
an
a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good problem to have, correct.
Right.
It was due to that ban. But I think it's something very important for everyone to be in the best practices when they are in the industry. Not when the shit hits the fan, that's when you go looking for solution. But you have to, you are in the industry anyway, $200-300 you should be spending on protecting yourself.
That's true.
I just want to say you were asking whether SE watches this. Maybe they are, right? But hey, I think all of the things that you've been doing through Cryptobilis, through Fetch, has been very compliant. You've always went to ask for permission, instruction, ways to go about things. So I don't know, man. I don't think there's anything to be.
I think that's one of the things also, because the next step will be on payments, as what you asked. We want to strengthen. If you realize today, Cryptobilis is one of the largest payment processor for crypto in Malaysia, because 30% of all our sales volume comes in crypto.
And what crypto are they? USDT?
I think we have got Bitcoin, Ethereum. We have a list of about 20 to 25.
Wow.
This is due to demand. USD is now there. Nice. And stable coins, I think that will probably be a challenge. I'm trying to work with local exchanges like Luno and Tokenize as well, on board as a corporate account, because we need a liquidating channel. Because it's a business, you need to liquidate your assets. But with the assets that we are offering, it's going to be quite challenging how we're going to work with them. But I think we have to find a way forward if we're going to legalize this. And since the entire Fetch system became our kind of payment now, and we are trying to strengthen this area of, we are trying to make a seamless experience for those who are in crypto. Right now, you can just check out a product from Cryptobilis directly from your MetaMask. So we have already done that entire integration, and we would like to implement this solution to businesses across Malaysia. The only way to make crypto mainstream is by getting more people involved. Right?
Especially the merchants.
So one is bringing the communities together, and the second one is building use cases around this industry. I'm not saying it's going to be a 1 year or 2 years project. It's going to, it's going to be a 5-10 years project, and we need participations from multiple parties and completing the ecosystem. Firstly, you are buying Bitcoin only for speculating reasons today. You're buying Bitcoin or crypto just to hope one day you'll become rich.
Get pumped.
But I have got a lot of Russians coming to our office. All right, we had a bunch of them yesterday. They don't get into Bitcoin due to speculation. They left their country because the country is, their bank accounts are frozen, their plastic cards are blocked. They can only fall back to crypto, and crypto has actually given them a different. It's solving their problem in a different way.
Start in life,
So for us, crypto, why people are not on board crypto now? Because it's optional. It's just one of the asset classes where hopefully one day you'll become rich. But if it really impacts your life, like the Russians who are coming, who are actually getting involved in crypto, and like even for us, it empowers us, because our payment processors, local payment processors, we are unable to process beyond certain countries. And today, why we are getting purchases from
Russians.
whole Southeast Asia is because they're all paying us through crypto.
Yeah.
Quick, I get the payment today, I can process today, I can ship out today. If I were to do this via Swift, you know, they will do a transaction. One is the fees, and so for an average Joe, they don't realize the impact. Only when they start realizing the impact and how crypto can solve this problem, just like business, if it's not solving your problem, it'll be secondary to you.
True.
Right? So we are trying to do that part of how to bring in businesses into this economy as well. That means get more businesses to accept crypto. Of course, it comes with a whole line of, you know, from your compliance to how you liquidate, to how you do your finance, how you report to LHDN. And, you know, we just did our LHDN report, our tax, you know, we kind of just completed it. So we are one of the companies who are declaring crypto PNL to PNL to LHDN on a yearly basis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have so many questions on the tax part,
Right.
but it's already at an hour. So Brett, do you have any questions?
I think it's a good question, I suppose, to kind of end the session, right? Solving problems. I think that's the journey of an entrepreneur, and you've been solving a lot of problems for crypto users here in Malaysia this past few years. What do you think is a gap in the market that is worth solving right now that you might want to get into, or any potential future founders may and should get into?
I think one of it is, like as I mentioned earlier, is payments. I think Bitcoin is safe peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It's meant to do payments. You can say it's heavy, it's old, it's slow, and so on. But you know, payments is one of the key things that's supposed to move crypto forward. Speculation. So that is why for me personally, I'm not on the speculating side. So I'm not in the. I'm currently not trading. I'm holding a long-term portfolio. I'm not trading. I'm not into ICOs. I'm not hopping to queue and buy new coins. I'm not into DeFi. I'm not into Yearn Finance. Yeah, I'm not into that entire speculating. It's very different lah, right? I think a lot of new generations this is the direction, but this is what I am not. I'm not in NFTs. I'm not gotten into NFT. I have the only two NFTs I have is Cryptobilis.x and Cryptobilis.eth. And Cryptobilis.eth was a gift from one of our customers. You know, they bought for us. Yeah, just a couple of days, and now we have our Bitcoin Pizza Days NFT. So I didn't buy NFTs. We created NFTs. So this is where I am not. I'm not on the speculation side of crypto. So let it be DeFi, ICOs, you know. But I'm more onto the use cases of. So if using crypto as payments, using NFTs as the future building blocks for our digital world, then I'm in. But if beyond on speculation side, getting rich, I'm not sure if that's the path that I would take. Along the way, if I get lucky, why not, right? So that's it lah.
I think that's such a rare, from our experience, you're such a rare breed in crypto where the main focus is about building rather than just
pumping
getting rich per se, right? Of course, who doesn't want that? But that doesn't seem to me like the big motivator right now. But yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.
I kind of enjoyed it. Yeah.
Do you want to?
Do you have any message you want to tell to your Cryptobilis community?
Yeah, there's no message. I think they are hearing from me every day. So let's give them a break. I think for those of y'all who are there for Pizza Days, let's make the event exciting. I think we kind of we are in this together. So this is going to be Bitcoin Pizza Day beta edition. So it's beta edition. So it's just a pre-sequel. So let's try testnet. Yeah. So this is on the testnet. So let's try with 300 people, and probably, you know, this is something we can evolve to about 1,000, 10,000 until it becomes a music festival. Until it becomes a EDM music festival. Let's dream that big. And we have to make it together. That's about it.
Hey, thank you so much for being on the pod, and
thank you guys.
See you soon, very very soon.
Right.
And maybe a part 2 in the future, right? To
definitely,
updates, right? Guys, if you enjoyed the video, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Check out some of our other podcasts, right? And yeah, share this podcast with your friend if you thoroughly enjoyed it, for sure. And we'll see you in the next one. See you.
Ciao.